Welcome to Learn to Live Stress-Free. This is Christine Wright with Dr. Robert Wright Jr. of www.stressfreenow.info.
Hi, this is Dr. Bob, the Stress and Pain Relief Doctor, coming to you today from Sydney, Canada. I believe this is on, we're not far from Scotia. So it's very interesting because the people here have indicated that this city was founded before Sydney, Australia. So I've been hunting around for a cap that says Sydney, Canada, and then I was going to put it together with the Sydney, Australia cap. And so that is one of the most interesting things about traveling the world is that you learn more of the historical backstory. And so the backstory is always an interesting one. And the further you dig back, the more that you find. And so today's travel tip is really not just a travel tip. This is just a tip in general. My day started unexpectedly, differently than what I had planned. Have you ever had a day that you have planned something out in advance, and then the first thing you get up, it's done? And so what happened was, for some reason, and I think it's because of the constant time zone changes, I didn't really sleep well last night. I've been sleeping very, very well, getting a lot of extra rest on this vacation. However, last night, I did not sleep well. And so the day before, I had started taking Tai Chi classes here on the ship at 7:30 in the morning. And when I awakened this morning, it was already, the time on the TV said 8:23. I remember that. And if I were a numbers player, I would play that number 8:23, but I don't gamble. So immediately I said, oh, shoot, my Tai Chi class is almost over. And so I said, well, let me get dressed really fast because I wanted to speak to the Tai Chi teacher and just commend him again for the very excellent way that he taught. Basically, teaching participants not to be self-conscious and to not worry about looking silly. You know, you're trying something new. And so it was I thought it was just a great way that he approached teaching people to do something that's both physical, mental, and emotional. And then the setting was really gorgeous. We were in the crow's nest, and as we sailed into, I believe it was Charlottesville, Canada, it was just a gorgeous view of the harbor, and I was just thinking, oh wow, to be able to start your day like that is wonderful. So when I got up late this morning, I was like, oh my goodness, I missed it. And then I hurried up, got dressed, hoping that I at least could catch the instructor. But when I got to the room was empty. And so at that moment, I did a timeout. And the timeout moment for me is when something happens that I don't like, or something unexpected happens that is not in my favor, I do a timeout. And once I do a timeout, then I shift to how can I turn lemons into lemonade? And so what this talk is really about is locus of control. What are the things that are happening to you in your life that you can control? And so that's what I did. I did a step back and said, okay, I missed the Tai Chi. What, starting right now, what can I do to change the way this day is going to the positive? And so I remembered, oh, one of the very nice crew members here has been very, very nice to me. Always saying good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ask me how I am. Last night she confided in me that today was her birthday. And I said to her, where will you be? And she said, oh, I'll be at the station where they serve the coffee. And I was thinking in my mind, I said, oh my God, she's going to bed late, and she has to be up early to be at the station, and it's her birthday. So at that moment, I said, well, here's something I can control. I can surprise her since I know where she is, and give her a happy birthday greeting gift. And so that's what I did. So I went down to the deck where she was working, and I waited in line patiently, even though I didn't want coffee or tea. And when I got to the counter, I said, I'll take a happy birthday. And then I handed her $10 as a birthday present. I didn't have an envelope or anything like that. And that's the other thing. You know, sometimes we end up not doing something because in our mind we want it to be perfect, exactly. You know, I want it to be in an envelope. I wanted to be able to have it signed. I wanted, you know, this and that. I wanted it in a gift wrap. But the thing is that as I learned a while ago, and it appears to be true that most of what happens in life is simply about showing up. And so it doesn't have to be perfect. And so it wasn't perfect, but the smile on her face and then seeing her coworkers, the element of surprise, and which turned into smiles was very, very beautiful. And so that's what I want to say to you today. When something happens that you don't like or it's not going your way, do a timeout, step back, and say, how can I turn this situation from a lemon situation into lemonade? And think about your locus of control. That is, what can you control right now? That nobody else, you don't need permission from anybody else. You don't have to ask anyone else, that you have 100% of control and you can execute. And so that's what I did. And so here's the really, really good news. By giving her a gift of gratitude for her birthday, well, that started my snowball, my figurative snowball, rolling down a very, very wonderful hill. And so what happened was I left that place and I went to another deck and I went outside and sat on a lounge chair. And guess what happened? I had a deja vu type moment. As I sat there and I gazed out, I said, oh my gosh, look at this. This place could be anywhere. Where am I? And I'm actually going to, in another video, show you that place. Because as I sat there, I said, I'm in Sydney, Canada, but I'm gazing out, and the view is, it could be Pennsylvania, Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine, Connecticut. As I looked at the type of houses, the way they were situated, and the road, and I closed my eyes and I said, where am I? And so that's one of the most amazing things when you're traveling. You go someplace and then you say, well, if I didn't know where I was, where would I be? And it's a very interesting experience to have. And so when I went into the cruise terminal, I was talking to people about that and how It's very New England type feel to this. And then the one lady, she pulled out a map and she said, well, look how where we are. Here's Sydney, Canada. Here's Halifax. Here is Bar Harbor, Maine. Here is Boston. Take a look, and when you look right at the map, then you see how similar it is. And then she also made another comment, which was interesting. And she said, "Well, if you look at this map, when you go to this other island." That's very close to here. It's actually a continuation of the Appalachian Mountain Trail. And so this is Dr. Bob wishing you a fabulous day. And remember, when something happens that has the potential to throw you off course or upset your day, just turn it around and say, let's make sweet lemonade today. Why not? And look at what you can control. And when you do that, you'll automatically feel better, because all the research shows that when you increase your locus of control, your stress, your anxiety, your pain automatically goes down. So this is Dr. Bob wishing you well and signing off from the lovely Sydney, Canada. Take a look. Until next time, from stressfreenow.info, be safe and be well.